It is good to see you. I am out here enjoying a cigar. So glad to have you with me. Let's get right into what you want to know about. Tonight I was loading the dishwasher. As I loaded the 1,000th piece of silverware, I wondered where in the world did all of these dirty forks and knives and spoons come from? Because if you have children, you know they don't like to use their silverware. When you sit down for a meal, they could go the entire meal and never touch their fork or their knife or their spoon. And yet all of the food can be gone, even if it's soup. So if everybody's eating with their hands, why in the world do I have so many pieces of silverware in the dishwasher? I couldn't fit any more in. Do you have this same problem with your refrigerator and your freezer, the ice dispenser? My ice dispenser, for whatever reason, loves to jam up. Not just on the crushed ice. Everybody knows crushed ice is a myth. You don't really get crushed ice. You get kind of spittles of ice and then an ice jam that would clog up, I don't know, something that gets clogged up by ice. Mine gets clogged up on the regular cubes. I have children. They all try and go get ice. When they get ice, they keep on holding that cup in there even if nothing's coming out. I can hear it jamming from all the way to the other end of the house. Come running in. Stop. Because what happens is they get this iceberg just lodged into the ice dispenser and then they'll leave. I don't typically use the ice dispenser, but whenever I open the door, I'll hear this loud slosh of water like a tsunami that comes flooding out all of the melted ice that is now spread out all on my floor. Do you have this same problem? I've been noticing a theme as I keep meeting guys in cigar lounges. They all want to know about the chicken. Is that something that you guys are really interested in? Because everybody I'm meeting face to face is asking, what is it like having backyard chickens? My wife really wants backyard chickens. I think it's going to be so easy to do backyard chickens. We can have them in our neighborhood. It's great. As long as I don't have a rooster, I'm totally fine. Well, I will probably try and start sharing a little bit more of my chicken experience with you if that's something that you are interested in. And let me tell you, just because you don't have a rooster does not mean that one of your hens is not going to try and start crowing. And a hen crowing is a sight and sound to behold. Let me tell you, it is the most bizarre thing. We have 8 hens, and 6 of the hens that we have right now, we raised from 1 week old. And when you get chicks, you don't necessarily know if they are going to be a hen or a rooster. 5 of them made their sex known pretty quickly. Hens carry themselves a little bit differently than roosters do. You can start seeing it pretty on, even if they're not laying eggs, they kind of carry themselves a certain way. Well, one of our hens didn't really get a full comb, didn't really fluff out or fatten up or whatever you want to call it as much as the others. She was actually one of our last ones to start laying. Again, we didn't know if she was going to be a rooster or not. She started laying, but then she also has started crowing. And it's a kind of sound. It's really humorous. If I can capture it on video for you, I will. But just so you know, like I said, if you have hens, be prepared. You may get a crowing hen. I know this has been a little bit different. I did want to share one thing extra that's come out in a lot of the conversations that I've been having with guys is just this importance of standing up for what you believe in. There's a tendency, and I don't know if you were this way, but I certainly was. I believe it's not just my personality, but I think it's really a byproduct of our culture, is that there is an expectation for conformity or passivity. It's kind of that libertarian type view of, I'll just let somebody else worry about themselves. I'll just worry about myself and we'll all be fine. Well, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have started this channel and really started speaking up in ways that I have not done in the past, and that is because of my dissatisfaction with where I see world, where I see my country, where I see my community. I see things that I am in staunch opposition to being pushed, promoted, celebrated, and honestly pushed upon me in a way that I disagree with, and sitting back has not produced anything other than more of what I am opposed to. I know that for a long time, tolerance has been the big word that was used whenever I was growing up, of we just need to be tolerant of other people. And while there is some element of that I don't have to force people to adhere to my belief system, what has shifted is it's not just tolerance. Now it is embracing, and it is actually promoting an agenda that I am vehement opposition to. Because I lived my life for so long not wanting to encroach on somebody or make them feel uncomfortable, I identified more as a libertarian in regards to a political type view of, you know what, I just want to do what I want to do. I don't want government or other people coming and telling me what to do, and I'm not going to go and tell them what to do, and I really adhere to that. I really want to promote that, so I'm going to live that type of lifestyle. The problem that I found is that not everybody else feels that same way. So while I may operate as a libertarian, the people who I am giving that freedom to do whatever they want to, they may want to push their agenda. They often do not have that same type of acceptance. And they love when they met people the way I used to think, because then they don't have any opposition. And that's exactly what they want. As I said, I am trying to encourage men to speak up, to speak their minds, to speak for what they are passionate about, not whatever agenda or what somebody else is wanting them to say. Stop being a mouthpiece for somebody else and start thinking for yourself and speaking for yourself. You are here, you have ideas that we need, because your ideas can help change the way we are today. When people share ideas, they are not all the same. The thing that I'm encouraging is not to just regurgitate what you hear on whatever political view or religious view or, you know, whatever it is that you're hearing, what you stand for, and this is what we believe in, and if you're on this side, then you believe this. No, what I'm meaning is to actually speak for yourself. If you get in a conversation with somebody and all they're doing is just spouting off the same things that you would hear on media, it's hard to have a conversation with that. But if you can actually dig in and start unpacking, why do you feel this way? Why do you think this way? Share with me your personal story, and let's talk about what are the things that you actually value and what are the things that push your decisions that you make on a daily basis. What is the driving force behind that? Because that's going to help show where there is unity, because there are things that you value, that I value. We may have a different path to reach the goals that we both are wanting, but we may have more in common than we have in opposition to each other, and we can reach goals better when we work together instead of fighting against each other. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are not already subscribed to the channel yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up, put something in the comment section, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next episode when we can share a cigar and change the world. Do you have kids? I can edit it. Hello! I can edit you. I have the power over you, video. You're not in control of me. I control you. Not really. Anyway, sorry. No idea what was happening. I need to do these more frequently because apparently I'm getting a little rusty. Ah!